And thank you all for clicking whatever buttons Zoom asks you to click. And thank you so much. And as always, I invite you all to, before you find a comfortable posture, you can decide if you'd like to keep your videos on, if you'd like to turn them off. Some people find it supportive to have their videos off. And you may want to check in with yourself to see, do I want to sit for this meditation today? Would I like to perhaps lay down, maybe on a sofa or on a bed, perhaps on the ground? And perhaps it feels right to be standing for part of this meditation or the entire 15-20 minute sit. One of the wonderful things about meditation is we cannot do it wrong. Spending time in this present moment cannot do it wrong. And once you've found a position for your body, seated or laying down or even standing, I invite you to find a posture that feels comfortable and relaxed, but also alert. Some meditation teachers like to use the word dignified for our posture, soft and relaxed and dignified, an upright posture. And if you're seated, you can feel free to put both feet flat on the floor if that feels right for you. And allowing the eyes to gently close or soften your gaze down to the floor if that feels right for you. And just checking in for a moment with any sensations in the body. There may be some parts of your body where you feel some tightness, or perhaps some places in your body where you feel temperature, maybe heat. And there may be parts of your body that there's not much to feel right now, and that's okay. And we check in to the parts of our body where there's sensations, not to fix, not to change, not to improve, but just to notice what's there right now and letting that all be just as it is. And letting yourself be just as you are. And I invite you, if you'd like, to take your awareness, to take your attention and place it on all the points of contact where your body meets the floor or where you are seated. And you may notice that there's certain points of contact where you feel the sensations the most, or places of contact with the ground, or a chair, or a sofa, or a bed that feel the most pleasant. It might be the point of contact between your feet and the ground. And just noticing what it's like to make contact with the ground. Or perhaps you feel the sensations in your body that makes contact with your chair. Perhaps your back is where you feel the sensations the most. Perhaps where your back meets a cushion or a pillow or the ground. And just noticing the sensations of the body connected to where you meet the earth. And if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. That's just what minds do. And you can always bring your awareness, bring your attention back to this present moment, to this reliable anchor of where your body makes contact with the ground or with your chair or with your bed. The sensations in your body of contact are happening in this present moment, right now. And just noticing this contact, this sensation, right here in this moment. And for those of you that are finding the grounding to be a supportive anchor to the present moment, I invite you to stay with that. Again, with mindfulness, it's such a simple and valuable tool to stay connected to this present moment and returning this awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. And we have choice in this present moment. Do I want to stay with the sensations of my feet on the ground? Or would I like to move to a different anchor, a different way to be tethered to this present moment? And for those that would like to try another anchor point, I invite you to take your awareness, take your attention into the body to notice the sensations of the breath. And for some people, it can be helpful to take 2 or 3 breaths that are just a bit deeper. And that can help us get a sense of the place in the body where we feel the breath the most. Or you may notice the place in your body where you feel your breath is the most pleasant. And it's not the thought of the breath, it's not the idea of the breath, it's the feeling, the felt sense of where in our body we feel our breath. And for you, that might be in your chest, noticing how the breath expands the chest on the inhale and falls away on the exhale, sensing how the chest lifts and falls away with each breath. Or perhaps you feel the breath the most in your belly. Or maybe you feel your breath the most in your upper chest, in your throat, or perhaps just outside your nostrils. Wherever you feel your breath the most, resting your awareness there. And just noticing what it's like to breathe in this body, in this moment. And if your mind starts to wander, that's absolutely fine. You're not doing anything wrong. In fact, you're doing the practice just right. And the moment that we notice that our minds have wandered, that is the moment of mindfulness. And in that moment, we have choice. Do I want to stay with this story, this fantasy, this concern, this image, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Or in this moment of mindfulness and all the choice that it provides, would I like to return to this present moment? Return to the sensations of my feet on the ground, my back against this cushion, to come back to my life right now. There's so many ways to find our way back to this present moment. And I invite you to use the awareness of the breath as your anchor to the present moment. And for those that are still using grounding as your anchor to the present moment, just noticing what it's like to be connected right here and to right now. And before we bring our meditation sit to a close today, I'd like to read a brief poem. And this poem is called Throw the Doors Wide Open by Jane O'Shea. Throw the doors wide open and step into the enormous palace inside you. Breathe. Breathe into every space. Feel every sensation. The joyful warmth of shared love and the vast emptiness that sometimes echoes around our hearts. The excited clarity of inspired thought, as well as the clustered maze inside our heads. That deep spread of satisfaction at the end of a good day, and the tight knots that curl into the pit of our belly. Breathe. It's your body. This is the field of your experience. This is your true home. This is where you belong. And in a moment, you'll hear the sound of 3 bells to mark the end of our sit together. And I invite you to see if you can maintain this connection with the present moment. And will our minds wander again? Of course. That's just what minds do. And when we realize that our minds have wandered into the future or wandered into the past, or into fantasy. And when we feel lost and we notice that we're lost, that is the moment of mindfulness. That is the practice. And practicing returning to this present moment over and over and over again. Bong. 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 And I invite you to bring a little gentle movement to your body, maybe rocking from side to side gently, maybe turning your head, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, you can blink or open your eyes and return to this Zoom room together. It's so nice to sit with other people. And let me turn off the recording.